Today in Augusta, a plane crash investigation, a fight for sovereignty, and a scandal that hits close to home.
Hey, it's Leah.
And I'm Garrett.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day, with Leah and Garrett in Augusta, Maine. All right, let's set the stage for this one. 4 victims of the Bangor plane crash identified amid ongoing investigation. So basically, there was this tragic plane crash at Bangor International Airport during a snowstorm on January 25, 2026. The private jet was headed to France, and unfortunately it crashed shortly after takeoff. Police have identified 4 of the 6 victims: Tara Arnold, Jacob Hosmer, Jordan Rydell from Texas, and Shelby Kwiawa from Hawaii. It's just, so sad.
Yeah, it really is, and honestly, the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, is looking into it. Their investigation could take up to 2 years. Can you believe that? But it's necessary to fully understand what went wrong. The snowstorm probably made everything much harder. Weather can really mess with these investigations.
Totally, Leah. All right, let's roll on. Next up, the Wabanaki Coalition intensifies its fight for tribal sovereignty in Maine.
Right. The Wabanaki Alliance, which includes representatives from 4 indigenous nations in Maine, is pushing for changes. They want Maine to recognize their tribal sovereignty fully, like other federally recognized tribes. They're promoting bills that address tribal access to federal laws and are also focused on enhancing Wabanaki studies in schools. It's kind of a big deal.
I mean, it's about time, right? Honoring commitments to indigenous communities is crucial. And there's been a law since 2001 for Wabanaki studies in schools, but it hasn't been properly implemented. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's move on. George Mitchell's involvement in the Epstein files raises questions.
All right, so George Mitchell, the former U.S. Senator, is mentioned a bunch of times in the Epstein files. It's all about attempts to arrange meetings with Jeffrey Epstein after his 2008 conviction. Mitchell's name has been removed from honors because of this backlash. Though he denies any knowledge of Epstein's criminal activities, it's still pretty concerning.
Yeah, it really is. Political figures should be transparent and accountable, Associations with criminals are definitely not a good look.
What a twist, huh? Let's keep this going. Next up, Waterville man pleads guilty to grisly roommate murder.
This is about Thomas Lowry. He entered an Alford guilty plea for the murder of his roommate Charles Bellows back in 2024. An Alford plea means he maintains his innocence, but acknowledges there's enough evidence to convict him. His sentence is capped at 35 years. The crime was super disturbing, with body parts found at his home.
That's so wild. Legal strategies like the Alford plea are complex, and this case is just gruesome. I can't imagine how the local community is dealing with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, on to the next. Immigration enforcement in Maine slows, yet fear and impact persist.
So there was this ICE operation called Catch of the Day that started on January 20th, 2026. It led to a lot of arrests and understandably spooked immigrant communities. Even though the operation has slowed, its effects linger. Businesses, schools, and community activities have all been impacted.
That's close to the heart of it. The Portland City Council is advocating for those affected. It's super important to support these communities and understand the broader implications.
All right, that ties it up nicely. That's it for today's Laid Back Local in Augusta, Maine. Stay informed and join us again tomorrow.